Welcome to My Money Mindset podcast, where we explore how a healthy mindset is the foundation for financial success. Each week, we delve into mindset hacks and practical strategies to help you enhance your income, help you make more appropriate investments for yourself, and to improve your overall financial well-being. Join us on this journey to transform your financial future by transforming your mindset. Please note that the information provided on this podcast is for general information purposes only and does not constitute as personal, financial or health advice. It has been prepared without considering your individual objectives, financial situation or life needs. Before making any financial or health decisions, you should consult with a qualified professional or financial advisor to ensure the information aligns with your specific circumstances. So let's begin and enjoy this journey as each episode teaches us on how to improve our overall mindset that it overall improves our financial success. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode with the Money Mindset, and today I wanted to go over quite what's been in the news lately with the Family Home Guarantee, the Home Guarantee Scheme, an Australian government incentive sort of that they created to help home buyers to buy a home sooner. So basically the Family Home Guarantee supports single parents or single legal guardians of one or more dependent children to buy a home. So it sort of basically says the minimum deposit is only 2% of the property value that you and there's other criteria that I can run through with this episode just to basically explain, but there is the 2% threshold and the 5% threshold that it covers. So there's a few different eligibility sort of checklists with this, and the 2% one starts off for the single parent, single legal guardian. Basically the tick off is you've got to be an Australian citizen or permanent residency. Income, for now, these are going to change by the way, 1st of October 2025, but for now it's 125,000 per annum income threshold, which is normally shown on your notice of assessment or of your previous financial year. So in this case it'd be 25s. Deposit must have a minimum deposit saved of only 2% of the property value, so you can do the sums there. If it's $500,000 property or even $1 million for that matter, you need 20,000, that sort of thing. So long as you can service it, 5,000, 10,000, so on and so forth. So 2%. Now, prior property ownership, you must be a homeowner or currently own a property. You can't if you do own a property or you have owned one, you can't really get involved with this. That's a red flag. And it's got to be an owner-occupied what you're buying, and the minimum age is obviously 18 years of age. Now, this is going to change, guys, and this is for the 2% scheme. There's also the 5% scheme, which is very similar, but obviously there's slight little changes, and this is all up until the 1st of October, and I think these sort of tick-offs or green flags will have to, they're actually going to change. So the first one, once again, it's citizenship, Australian citizenship, just in the fact that the income, so this could be for a couple, is the 5%, and have taxable income at or below 125,000 for individual applicants, but if it's joint applicants, it's up to 200,000 for now, which once again shown in the ATO notice of assessment for the previous financial year. Deposit-wise is 5% minimum, and the basic way to identify what's the 5%, it's titled as the First Home Guarantee or Regional First Home Buyer Guarantee, where the 2% is the Family Home Guarantee. So that's the difference there. The property ownership for the First Home Guarantee or Regional First Home Buyer Guarantee, it must be the first home buyer or a buyer that who has never owned a property in Australia in the last 10 years at the home loan date. It's obviously got to be owner-occupied property. Loan type's got to be principal and interest repayments up to 30 years, and the can be individual or jointly, as in applicants, can be joint or individual. With a partner, friend or family member, it's okay as well. For the Family Home Guarantee, they must be a single parent or single legal guardian of one or more dependent children. So, and once again, minimum age is 18 years of age. Why am I actually talking about this? Well, the reason is because we've had a monsoon of loan applications with 5% and 2% accordingly, with the criteria in the last probably 30 days. And a lot of people out there that I have been speaking to don't know the criteria, but there is also other things in the wind here for investors or current owners of property that I really wanted to make sort of aware that what's going on coming to what's proposed on the 1st of October in 2025. It's going to be probably what we're anticipating as a shift or an increase in property prices throughout Australia. So if you're not familiar with the home guarantee scheme or anything like that, I'd advise you to go do some research on it first and then probably jump back onto this episode. But what I wanted to talk about, and what I have been sort of warning some of my clients, or all my clients at the moment with what's going on, is the fact that the home guarantee scheme is probably going to increase house prices across Australia. So if you have been considering selling an investment property or buying a property or anything like that, you can do the sort of simple economic sort of status of what you think the properties will do once this home guarantee scheme kicks in. But basically the breakdown of the key changes coming into effect on what's proposed on October 1st, 2025 is that the fact that there are going to be unlimited places. And what that means, the scheme will remove the annual cap of the number of places available, whereas now there's a cap on the number of people that are eligible for the home guarantee scheme, right? So this means all eligible first home buyers who meet the criteria can access the scheme. There's no cut-off point. It's literally, don't wait for your place, run in and buy your first home. What it basically means, 5% of a property, simply looking at $1 million, well, you could have a Land Cruiser sitting in your front yard worth $50,000, and there's your deposit for your first home. So it's going to be a massive monsoon that I anticipate, which probably may help a lot of property investors make a lot more money, and then it's probably going to increase the prices again accordingly and make it even harder to service. So good brokers will have to be able to really be sharp on the pencil with the serviceability calculator, simply because if home prices are then going to be driven because of this scheme, then we're going to be finding that there's going to be a lot of people may find it difficult to service. But anyway, that's a problem down in the future that we've got to tackle as finance brokers and banks. So now also higher property price caps. The maximum price of a property you can buy under the scheme is also going to be increased in capital cities and regional centres to reflect the current market values. For example, the cap in Sydney and surrounding areas will increase from 900, I think it is at the moment, to roughly what's anticipated to $1.5 million. So it basically means that all these caps of what you can buy under this scheme has increased, and that also is including regional areas, and also the removal of income caps. So the income limits for applicants are being scrapped. So previously there were the caps of 125 that I was saying for singles and 200 for couples. This changes allow a broader range of Australians to be eligible for the scheme, simply because it's removing the income cap. So those of you that are on 300,000 and you do want to buy something for 1.2 and you do the sum sign of 5%, there you go. Now the reason why is this going on? You know, a lot of us are saying, well, it's a great thing for the first home owners. It's a great thing for people that are currently in the property market. Those of you that are sort of wanting to react much later on in the course, in a couple of years or something, it's probably not going to be great, simply because it's just going to drive the prices of property up again, what I anticipate anyway, because you've got this higher demand now, and I can see my pre-approvals going through the roof, as in people looking to buy property, and these are more people on the market. So if I did a cap of roughly 10 applicants that have been done in the last 2 weeks, it's 10 people that are on the market looking and competing for property Australia-wide type of thing. So it's a strong thing to get involved with at the moment. And what I mean by strong, it enables you to sort of, only come up with 5% and then drive forward from there. So the government has brought these changes forward from the original start date to help more Australians enter the housing market sooner. Originally it was somewhere down the track that they were thinking, but they have brought it forward. Now, these changes are intended to help the first home buyers. Some property experts, as what I've been speaking to, especially in the last couple of months, we're all saying the same thing. It warned that increasing the number of eligible buyers and raising the price caps, essentially it's going to lead to increased competition and potentially drive property prices higher, right? So is it a good thing for the property market in Australia? Well, at least it gets some people in, and then we've sort of got to, kick the problem of the can down the road and find out exactly what's going to happen with this. But look, I do advise everyone to sort of get on board with this. It's going to be a massive influence with the Australian property market. And once again, when it comes to current property owners or people that are wanting to sell, those of you that are thinking, oh look, I'm going to sell in the next month, probably hold off until October. That way you're going to drive or have a lot more people looking for your property and probably drive the price of your property up, that sort of thing. People also looking at investments or renters. If those of you that are renting your properties out at the moment thinking, well, will that dry up? Yes, no, maybe. I mean, it may make the rental market a little bit more competitive, obviously because the people that are renting now are going to be buying. If population continues to increase as what it has, I probably really wouldn't worry about micro-analysing the rental income there. It'll probably stabilise. Very rare for rent to sort of go down unless it was something like COVID. But that being said, I think something like this, as in a massive difference in the property market, something that's going to influence the prices of property. Those of you, once again, that are looking for property, I'd jump on pretty quick. Hit me up if you do want to have a look and work through your individual criteria of what it is. There are some things that, even though you tick off all the green flags, if you're eligible, there may be something there like credit files and stuff we can fix and then get that prepared. They're called bad credit. Now, mind you, not all lenders are within the scheme, so not all the good banks or banks that you could be familiar with are sort of helping out with the scheme. They're not sort of carrying the can when it comes to lending at this criteria. There are specific lenders that you've got to choose. Once again, like I said, if you have had issues with credit in the past, then you're thinking, gee whiz, can I use any bank? You can't. Once again, look up the website for the housing scheme. That also shows a list of all the lenders you can use. I'm happy to share all that information, and I hope this information helps. Hit me up if you do want me to go into more detail with it as an individual one-on-one, and we can go from there, guys. Have a great day and see you on the next episode.